Hi everyone, today we're going to make another classic Northern Chinese chicken dish. It's called Shan Dong Chicken. Now Shan Dong is a province in the north. This particular chicken, you probably know by now, it's got a bit of vinegar, a bit of chili, a bit of shallots, a bit of soy and garlic. And that's it. That's the only ingredients you need.
Basically all the usual heroes of Northern Chinese cooking.
Oh yeah, of course, and you need a chicken. Now here's a cheap way of doing this. Buy these when they're $2 from Coles or Woolies at the end of the day. Now alternatively, get yourself a fresh chicken and just boil it, and that works too. So let's get started.
The first step is to actually chop the chicken. Now chopping is very important. How you chop it will determine how the sauce actually soaks into the dish. So this is a pre-cooked chicken. You always want to split it in the middle. Now the key is to use a very sharp knife. The sharper the knife, the cleaner the cuts you will make. Now let's call this chicken 1 and chicken 2. Always remove the wings first, then you want to take off the thigh. That's very important. Now this is a very important bit. You want to remove the bone, the main bone in the drumstick, because that bone gets in the way of the sauce getting in. So as you can see, what you want to do is you want to split it along the bone and then open it so that you can reach your finger in, grab the bone, twist it out. It's actually quite easy. Do the same for the other bone, but don't reach too hard that you break it apart. So after you get rid of all the bones, just like that, be gentle, be very gentle. You want to take it, you want to start chopping. Now, the key with it is, once again, clean cuts, clean and presentable cuts. And basically you want to then layer that nicely in a metal pan. And then you want to take the other piece, what's left of the breast, split it in the middle. And with the breast, you want to take big chops. There you go, big clean chops. The cleaner the chops, the better the sauce will soak in and the more presentable the skin looks. And here's my favorite bit, the rib cage. Let's remove the stuffing. Woolies cooking. So chop, clean chops. It's a bit like a bad relationship. You want to keep the chops really clean and quick to try to minimize damage. And there you go, you've got plate 1 ready to go. So now you want to pour in soy sauce on the side. Let it marinate like that, so it will go onto the side. And now with that particular plate, brush some oil on it. And after the oil's ready, you want to put that straight into the oven. Now, as high as you can get, 250 degrees is my favorite. You can also blast it on the grill. Anything that gets the skin crispy. That's a trick here. You got to get the skin crispy. Now, let's come back to chicken 2. So very similar story. You want to remove the dodgy wing because it gets in the way. And then you want to remove the thigh by cutting around the edges, just like that. Yes, and then you know what we're doing. We're going to remove the bone. So you want to split it along the bone to create enough of an opening. And then you want to reach your finger in there and actually just pull out the bone, twist it gently. There is a bit of technique to this. I make it look quite easy, but it does take a bit of practice. So just practice makes perfect, I guess. Now, it does help if you've boiled your own chicken. And then similar, chop. Remember, so you've done a bit of collateral damage, but put it in nicely. And then, as usual, remove the stuffing. Or if you've boiled the chicken, you won't have this problem. Then after that, you want to split the breast, split the rib cage as cleanly as you can. Split the breast using nice big chops. If you don't have a cleaver, you should get one. Go to an Asian supermarket. They're only about 20 bucks and they're fantastic. You can chop anything, and you can also probably use it as a self-defense weapon during these messy times. And then you can obviously layer that up with soy sauce, give it a nice good soak, and you guessed it, that goes straight in the oven. Now, all these bones can go straight into another pot because this will make a delicious soup. If you haven't boiled the chicken already, that is. If you have, you can just put it back in the pot. So, and we'll have another video on how to make a nice chicken soup, Northern Chinese style. You have to prepare your sauce, the usual heroes, coriander, chili, and the humble spring onion. Now, use the bottom of the spring onion. It's a lot thicker and full of flavor. The top we can use for something else. So once you get this stuff ready, you are good to go. Oh wait, you're not. Shit, we need garlic. Let's go get some garlic. But let's heat some oil first while we're at it. So you want to get that oil on fairly medium heat. Let's go get a garlic. And then once you get the garlic, smash it up. The cleaver is fantastic for smashing garlic. So you want to just break that slowly and mush it all up. Give it a good fine chop, and then you want to dump it. Now, by this point, the oil should be nice and hot. So when you can start seeing the oil sparkle, you want to just throw all of this stuff right into the pan. But you want to chop it as finely as possible and just throw it in the pan. Now, after that goes in the pan, you want to give it a good shake. Probably let it fry for a good 2 minutes. You want to really smell the fragrance. You'll know when you're doing this because it should smell so good that you could eat it directly. Now it's ready. Now, half a cup of vinegar. Now let the vinegar boil, and you want a quarter of a cup of soy. Remember, you've already got soy in the chicken, so you don't want to overkill it. So whatever vinegar you put in, you want to put in half the soy. And then some salt, give it a good shake, give it a nice stir. So this is the part where the sauce really comes together. This is the magic of the dish. While that's boiling away for about a minute, you want to chop some, the rest of the spring onion, and you want to use that as the garnish for when the dish is ready. Now that sauce is probably ready. You want to boil it for too long because that then gets rid of most of the sauce. So there you go. Now you get the sauce when it's nice and boiling, and you want to pour it gently over the chicken. Keep in mind this soy at the bottom. So just pour it all on top, and it should be absolutely delicious. And you just sprinkle in some spring onion. And there you go, you're ready. But you missed that, so let's do it again for the second half of the chicken. So, oil, you probably remember by now, you want some chilies. Some people want a bit more chilies, as I've done for second serving. Chilies, get some chilies ready, smash some garlic, because I'm not going to forget this time. And then with that garlic, you want to chop it up nice and finely. Chilies go in, garlic goes in. Now you can give it a good stir. Whilst that is happening, obviously, you should probably not forget the spring onion. Remember, only the bottom bit, nice and thick. The top bit's pretty much useless. It's decorative purposes. And whilst that's happening, let it fry. Get some coriander. So you can see it really doesn't matter. That's what I love about Northern Chinese cooking. Any retard can do it, including me. And give it a nice good boil. Now it should be really fragrant, and it's time to flavor it again. Now you'd remember vinegar, half a cup of vinegar. I love coffee cups, it can be used for so much. And then a quarter of a cup of soy, just like that. And then you want to put in a little bit of salt, probably just a teaspoon is fine. I just give it a good whisk. And then a little bit of sugar whilst you're at it. And now as we're waiting for that to boil, as usual, prepare the garnish. This time we're using a bit of coriander. Basically anything green and flavorful is good. So now let's get that chicken out of the oven. Keep in mind you want to really blast at a high heat. See how crispy that is? And you want to just pour that over the chicken slowly. And the spring onion and the coriander, and you're ready. And look at that. Give it a good dip of the sauce. And oh my god, that is so good. So good. So good. So good. So to summarize, you can either use a boiled chicken or just buy a pre-roasted chicken from the supermarket. The pre-roasted chicken is an easy option. Obviously boiling your chicken gives you a nice thick broth, but it really doesn't matter. And then the trick is to cut the chicken the right way. So if you need practice chopping a chicken, maybe watch the chopping bits of this video again. Chopping the chicken and deboning it right will help the sauce really get in. After the chicken is chopped, you want to soak it in soy sauce and let it second cook, i.e. put it in the blazing oven or the grill and really just have it on high for about 20 minutes. And the flavoring of this chicken is really in the vinegar. You want to have a nice good base of garlic and shallots and chili, and once that's fragrant, you want to pour the vinegar in there, half the portion of the vinegar in soy sauce, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt, and you want to pour it all on. But you want to make sure the skin is crispy.